his ass for y'all talk. For real, so I better be quiet.
I don't give a fuck if y'all was quiet,
if y'all was loud.
You got the whole hood over there, man.
Like, twisted up. I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Y'all can do whatever y'all want. My mother, he can't stop nothing over here.
None of that.
Not at all.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna f him up.
Not at all. Never. Nothing's gonna get f***ed up over here. What do I look like getting f***ed up?
What happens when one of boxing's biggest stars decides to walk away from the sport and leaves chaos in his wake? Gervonta "Tank" Davis just dropped a bombshell, canceling his highly anticipated fight with Lamont Roach and setting his sights on Gervonta Davis instead. But not everyone's happy about it, especially Floyd Mayweather. And if you think this is just about scheduling conflicts, think again.
And then you hope Tank, I know he's announced that he's retiring at the end of 2025. I don't know if you believe that or not, but
I don't know. I thought he was very sincere. I mean, like, sometimes the hunt...
Fed up with, yeah.
Maybe, but boxing can do that to you, I think, in general. So I think that maybe he wants to do something different with his life. We can only look after our own, and that's Shakur Stevenson. And for me, Schofield, Zepeda, Tank. That's the plan for 2025. And if we were to do that, I think Shakur against Tank is one of the best fights in boxing. Two unbelievable fighters.
This is personal. Floyd has snapped, literally. And he's making it clear that Tank's decision is a slap in the face. Why? Because Floyd sees Lamont Roach as the one fighter who can humble Tank. And with all the beef between the two, you already know Floyd wouldn't mind watching his former protege get knocked out. But Tank's not playing Floyd's games anymore. He's got bigger plans and even bigger opponents in mind. Let's break it all down. Let's rewind a bit.
I promise you, you better lead them home. You better lead the females home. On my mother, you better lead the females home and the kids. On my mother.
Yeah,
now watch this.
They gonna
now
be
watch.
There. They gonna be
now
there.
watch. Now watch.
What's different from 10 minutes ago when you said that?
You know how when they told you said how like I posed for Lomachenko, right? Mm-hmm. And like how he said like he was retired and things like that. I feel as though like we've been in it so long that we are getting tired of it. Like we've been beating our body up so long, but it be like situations like just now, like when he talking that spark the plug again.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Is that all it takes for you? Is that all it takes? Just a little comment?
Nah, but that's what I want though. I don't want you to fight me like you saying you're going out.
It always go like this. It always go like this.
Nah, what I'm saying, you just said you feel like you going out.
They go to sleep.
I don't want you to feel like you going out.
Tank versus Lamont Roach was locked in. As a high-stakes fight for early 2025 on paper, Roach might not be a household name, but his technical skills and grit made him a real threat. Floyd, who's been hyping Roach as the dark horse of the division. It was the perfect opportunity to prove that Tank could be beaten his head off. But here's the problem. Fans weren't buying it. Literally, the fight wasn't generating the hype it needed to sell tickets.
Has the time come, I gotta ask you this, has the time come for Tank Davis to take control of his own career and leave Mayweather Promotions?
It don't necessarily have to be leave Mayweather Promotions. It's about just becoming that man, handle your own responsibility, your own priority. So I feel as though it's my career, so I feel as though I need to be the one to control my career. You know what I mean? So, and it's time. You know what I mean? Everybody don't need to, have them training wheels on them forever. You know, it's time to, ride their own bike without.
With Tank announcing that 2024 would be his final year in boxing, fans expected fireworks. Massive headliners against the likes of Gervonta Davis or Shakur Stevenson. Instead, Tank versus Roach felt underwhelming. It was quite obvious that Tank could have better fights. The fact that Lamont Roach is as familiar with Tank Davis as he is, it goes beyond them fighting in the amateurs. They've spent time in camp together. He's been around Tank. He's seen Tank up close and personal.
What do you think of the announcement of the Gervonta Davis-Roach fight?
I think that, it's had a lot of criticism, but it's not a bad fight. Lamont Roach is a world champion. He's smaller than Gervonta Davis. The problem is not many people are aware of who he is or his ability. But he can fight. I don't think it's a huge fight, but not
whether he's in the ring with them or not, that matters when you know a guy's rhythm, when you know their speed, when you know what they're thinking, that changes everything. You know, Singh, I'll just say that because I know we got a lot of people. It don't matter when he get hit, he going to sleep, just wait for it. This might be a fight until he gets hit. And if then, again, he's tasted that before. So if he gets hit.
Are you retiring?
What changed? What made this
Trash, garbage.
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Gervonta, something should have happened during this time, because when we saw you when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like, the talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything? Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford or Leonard Edelby? Usually they're around to.
You think you might regain the love for it though? You never know. Like like you said, you got to swap today.
And he doesn't go away. We got a fight in our hands. You know, I think it's a good fight. I think it's a good fight. I think that there's better fights for Tank Davis, but this is a good fight for him. So Tank made a power move. In a shocking twist, he canceled the fight, citing business reasons, and set his sights on Keeson Davis instead. This move instantly reignited fan excitement, but left Floyd seeing red. Mother, kill it, mother, I kill you. Mother, crazy with, to understand Floyd's fury.
Gervonta Davis was in here for a minute. I don't know if he's still in here. I know he has his big...
Tank on here?
Yeah, Tank. Yeah, well, I don't know if he's still on here. I don't know if he's still on here. I don't know. He might have bounced. I don't know. He might have bounced. He was only on for a second. Tank, you want to come in, Tank? Can I bring you in? I would love to bring you in. Only because I know for like the longest, Tank has had an issue with fight hype, with me. I was like, bro.
Pull him in. Pull him in. Hold on.
I don't know.
How do I do it? You gotta do it.
I think I gotta do it. I don't know if he's still on here. Hold on, I gotta find him. He might have bounced. You know, Tank be bounced.
Gotta dig into his motives. On the surface, he's been promoting Lamont Roach as a legitimate contender, a fighter with the skills and strategy to challenge Tang, and honestly, Roach is no joke.
He may or may not fight guys like Shakur or Devin. What would his legacy be then in your eyes?
I think his legacy will be in his time, which he need to be respected for, that Tank did what most of the greats did in their time. One ballot, as far as I'm concerned, Hall of Famer. So based on that, in his time, as far as his era, where it was loaded with fighters or fights and fighters that could have fought each other and they didn't. Every era has that same situation. I don't think they're ever going to go away or ever would be something dismissed from eras of conversation. But I think Tank Davis, understand his path and going to go by what he feels. Hey, he's young still, might change his mind, who knows? Something might happen in the next 1 or 2 fights where there's an automatic repeat or rewind of something spectacular on his way out.
Technical boxing IQ, cued defensive prowess, and ability to adapt in the ring make him a tough opponent for anyone, even a powerhouse like Tank.